Alright, hello everyone. Here we are back for another tutorial. And in terms of what type of ball, I'm thinking at least some kind of power 4 with some extra wind. So, Snowman, I'm thinking kind of minimal for a POC 4, a POC 3, with potential to maybe go to a Berserker ball. And got my rapier on. Let's just switch to Berserker. Why not? So let's take a look at this. I'm just thinking that it's going to be a little bit easier. Not to mention we're playing for Berserkers. So these balls are easy to replace. Whereas other balls, unless you really have an ideal case for, a Win 4 ball, which I do, for instance, Dead Ball is what I like to use for a POC 5, a POC 6, a POC 7. It's going to match up pretty much perfect. That's not going to be such a perfect fit for the less because you have a tailwind here, so you don't want to restrict that tailwind because you really need that extra length. So let's take a look at what my opponent does here. I kind of never hook this hole, so I never usually go for this hook shot. It's very much more risky than what I do. So I never play it like that. So let's just take a look here. Win 5. I usually play about plus 20 on this one. So 10.7 rings. Let's get a little look at this. It looks pretty good overall. I might just come on off this power just slightly, but aside from that, I'm going to do kind of everything maxed. And there's 5 rings there. There's 10.7 somewhere in here. Of course, with some curl, as I mentioned, I might have just come in on this just a hair. And sure enough, with that great ball, pushes it into the water. So that was my first adjustment attempt. It looks like it's going to need a little bit more than this on a Berserker. So I'm going to crank it up to plus 30%. Because that shouldn't have been, that aggressive. But it's because I just didn't, do enough of the offset. So we're just going to crank it up and we'll try it again, regroup here. But for my first attempt for a Berserker, you can basically just end up, learning from the shot and then tweaking that adjustment. The shot that I play with a dead ball just seems to, since there's extra carry now, it seems like the plus 20% doesn't work anymore. So it kind of cranks up to plus 30 because there's no way that with that attempt, that a 1-ring great ball should have been in trouble. So again, I'm going to kind of, and this is more or less, 11.7. So I'm going to start right around here. And there's 5. So somewhere right around here. And same thing's going to apply. I'm going to come in just slightly. I shouldn't need to catch all of this to hit a good shot. And there it is, perfect ball. Let's see how this looks. So far, so good. Oh, just a little bit too much on the correction now. So I did end up going probably, at least an extra full ring, maybe 2. And I'm surprised to see, perfect ball not into the center of the fairway, or at least catch the edge of the rough there. But here you'll see, we have a reasonable attempt, even if we did this. It should never curl into the water there because of all that left hook and everything that we put on there. So let's take a look here. That's probably 10 per ring or so, at least. So somewhere right around here, a ring, ring and a half. And, normally I might backspin this, but, my opponent already has me, so I'm not even going to worry about touching the spin. So hopefully I can get my perfect ball. Perfect ball. And there it is. So you'll still be able to, potentially get your eagle. It's just going to come down to perfect ball timing. And, I've really going to strongly recommend that dunk to you guys. It's going to be more reliable than trying to play that fairway. Playing that fairway is very, very challenging. So, hopefully you're able to, get that one to drop there, get that eagle to your scorecard, and hopefully, we can start to try to, hone in on that adjustment. That was my first attempt trying to use that berserker ball. And you can see that, especially once you have to play that much wind, how challenging that can actually get to kind of get honed in on that adjustment. So good luck on that hole, and I'll see you guys on the next one.